Hey guys, this is Seven with the Hard Times Strong Men podcast, cheering up a better class of man. And today, I'm all on my lonesome. Six is off with family, so I decided that for this week, I wanted to start our mini series, as it were, on patrolling. So we've been wanting to cover patrolling for months and months now, but with life and the podcast and everything, we wanted to take our time and figure out the best way to format this, the best way to get this information out for all of you, because this is a pretty vast subject. So patrolling is generally simple, is a simple concept, but it is a very detailed task, it is a very important task. And with the medium that we use, it is difficult to present the information in a digestible way, in a way that makes sense and that you can actually retain and get good value out of. So, as with anything where we need to add visuals, we will add visuals on our Patreon, on our Substack, on Discord if we need to, on our Instagram, of course. But we've been trying to figure out a way to break this up in easily digestible episodes that you can reference later, and basically just not make an episode that's 3 hours long. So this first episode, this is going to be episode 1 of 7, part 1 of 7. So this is going to serve as the patrolling series introduction, and we're going to cover the 5 principles of patrolling. Then we're going, in following episodes, go over planning, recon patrols, combat patrols, raid, supporting tasks, then movement to contact, and task standards. And probably what I'm thinking at the end of it all, I'm going to go over all of these 7 parts. I'm going to edit them all together, and that's going to serve as the Ranger Handbook abridged episode for the chapter of patrolling, because we are using TC 3-21.76, the Ranger Handbook. But because it's just me, and because this introduction episode / the 5 principles of patrolling is a pretty short stint, I'm just going to cover this by myself. And this will serve as an introduction, and we'll go from here. So, as always, we're going to give you our references. This is to keep us accountable and for your further learning. All the information that I'm getting out of this is from TC 3-21.76, the Ranger Handbook. And I grabbed some online definitions for these different principles, for these different definitions off the Webster's Dictionary online. So, going a little out of order, I want to define a patrol. So a patrol is a detachment sent out by a larger unit to conduct a specific combat, reconnaissance, or security mission. So patrols operate semi-independently, and they return to the main body upon completion of their mission after they've completed their task. Patrolling fulfills the infantry's primary function of finding the enemy to engage them or report their disposition, location, and actions. So engage, we're talking about combat patrols, reporting, disposition, location, actions, those are recon patrols. And patrols act as the eyes and ears of the larger unit and as a fist to deliver a sharp, devastating jab and then withdraw before the enemy can recover. You're not looking for prolonged engagements. More often than not, patrolling, this is, you and your dudes getting out in the weeds. This is the infantry life. So, like I said, a lot that goes into it, but we're just going to dip our toes in first. Hey guys, Seven from the Hard Times Strong Men podcast here to bring a quick word from our newest sponsor, Blackbeard Fire Starters. We first saw Blackbeard Fire Starter a few years ago, and after seeing what the product can do, it's been our kit ever since. Their fire starter rope and their fire plugs are windproof, waterproof, dummy proof. They have an insane burn time, and like anything else that they offer, it just works. Besides their fire starters, they offer an arc lighter, ferro rod, stormproof matches, basically anything that you need to get a fire started. To better equip you, we cherry picked their inventory and made our Hard Time Strongman Fire Kit. Basically, our essentials kit for anything that you can need to get a fire started. But besides that, they're offering 10% off anything in their store when you use the code STRONGMEN. We love the guys at Blackbeard Firestarter. We love what they're doing. We trust them and we trust their products. And we honestly can't recommend them enough. Make sure to check them out online at blackbeardfire.com or on Instagram at blackbeardfire. Huge shout out to the guys at Blackbeard Fire for working with us and for bringing the fire. As always, guys, stay in the fight.
Hey everybody, this is 6 and 7 with the Hard Time Strongman podcast. We are coming to talk to you about our Patreon and Discord.
Hey guys, our patrons get early access to all of our episodes. They get all of our exclusive pre and post shows, all of our spicy takes, all of our rabbit holes that we go on, everything that we want to include in an episode, but we can't because we need to stay on topic. And soon enough, we will be offering digital downloads, guides, everything that we've been working on in the background will soon be available to our patrons. So make sure to check it out.
And come hang out with us on Discord. Speaking of the spicy stuff, this is where we discuss most of it. Once you're there, you'll get access to all of our in-depth discussions, including stuff like homesteading, fieldcraft, medical, camping, communications, shooting. You like ARs? Come talk to us about it. You like 4x4 vehicles and prepping? Come talk to us about it.
You like tannerite, thermite, napalm? Come talk to us about it. All of the campfire talks that would get us kicked off of other platforms, it's right there in our Discord. Come join our community.
We're active on Discord every day. We're interacting with members constantly. We have guys from every walks of life coming to contribute their expertise to all of these various fields and subjects that we've been talking about.
Come join the Discord. Come join the Discord. Join our community. Build up that better class of man. Now back to the episode. So, all patrols are governed by 5 principles, which are planning, reconnaissance, security, control, and common sense. So, planning, online definition, planning is forming a course of action. So, Ranger Handbook says quickly make a simple plan and effectively communicate it to the lowest level, and plan and prepare to a realistic standard and rehearse everything. A perfect plan that takes forever to complete and isn't properly communicated to your dudes isn't a perfect plan. So simplicity is key here. Being able to effectively communicate to all of your guys that are in your chain, all the guys that are, under your command, under your authority, your subordinates, your leaders, your peers. If you can't communicate to everybody, then you need to rethink that and, hash that out. Because, like that adage I just said goes, the perfect plan that takes a week to come up with isn't very useful if the situation has changed already. So you need to be able to rapidly come up with these plans and communicate and, carry these out quickly. Reconnaissance, an inspection or exploration of an area in order to gather information. So Ranger Handbook says confirm what you think you know and learn that which you do not already know. So if you already have intelligence, confirm that that's right and learn about what you don't have intel on. This is, reconnaissance is not a recce rifle or a, what's it called? Or a slick plate carrier or, a recce rig. Reconnaissance can be done with anything. It can be done with an MP5, a SAW, a 240, a M4, a Gucci AR-10, 6.5 Creedmoor. It can be done with anything. It's not about the equipment. It's about the task. It's about the job. So, and, perform the job to a very, very high standard. So confirm what you think you know. Learn that which you do not already know. You are, this is where your detailed reporting comes in play. So always, always, always have a notepad and a pen or a pencil and, get good at, drawing those terrain sketches, get good at, being able to identify key information and retain that. Security, freedom from risk or danger, safety. So preserve your force as a whole. Every ranger and every rifle counts. Either one could be the difference between victory and defeat. So security, if you don't have any dudes to come back after the patrol, you failed anyways. So part of the Ranger Handbook is, completing the mission, though you be a lone survivor, but that is obviously not ideal. So something that was always hammered into us while we were in, regardless of what we were doing, was always to have 360 degrees of security. This is just an implied task. It's something that you should be doing anyways in any situation, regardless. So keep up your security. Control, to exercise authority or influence over. So this one's a little bit more of a mouthful, but we can get into it. Clarify the concept of the operation and commander's intent, coupled with disciplined communications, in order to bring every man and weapon available to overwhelm the enemy at the decisive point. So clarify the concept of the operation and commander's intent. So know your mission, know your task and purpose. What are you doing? Why are you doing it? What's your time frame? What are your left and rights? What are your parameters? Coupled with disciplined communications. So, like we talked about, being able to communicate to your subordinates, to your peers, and to your leaders. Everybody should be on the same page with all of this. This should be easily digestible down to the lowest common denominator, so you don't make mistakes. We're not, you're trying to play telephone. We need everybody on the same page with all of this, in order to bring every man and every weapon available. So every man, every weapon. So every lowly rifleman in the squad, with patrols, with the fire team, with the squad, everybody needs to be in sync. Everybody needs to be working in conjunction with everybody else. That is how you have those quick movements. That's how you have that overwhelming fire superiority. You don't have to worry about the guy to your left or right. That's why, everybody knowing the job, everybody knowing your parameters, and everybody having good communication is so important to overwhelm the enemy at the decisive point. So you may see something different on the ground versus what the commander sees, or what the commander understands, or has prior knowledge of. But there is a decisive point. There's what's and whys. So you need to be able to bring to bear all of your men, all of your weapons, all of your might at the right point in order to accomplish your mission. And common sense, sound judgment, not based on specialized knowledge. So I said in a fairly early episode, I really hope I wouldn't have to explain common sense, but it is not, unfortunately, common. Further into your handbook, the concept we're thinking about is use all available information with good judgment to make sound, timely decisions. Sound, timely decisions. So we're not looking for the perfect answer. We're looking for a solid, rational answer in a decent pace. Timely decisions, sound judgment. So common sense. All of your guys need to be trained to an excellent standard, right? All of you guys need to be clicked on, and not just in the physical aspect, but in the mental aspect as well, right? So can't be out here making stupid mistakes. The stakes are too high here. So use all available information with good judgment to make sound, timely decisions. That is common sense. And that's the end of the episode. Like I said, this was going to be a really short one, guys, but the 5 principles of patrolling, something that you can drill into your head, is planning, recon, security, control, common sense. Planning, reconnaissance, security, control, common sense. This is part 1 of 7. We're going to dig into all the good stuff, raid, recon, supporting tasks, figuring out all of the different special teams. I have been dying to dig into patrolling because it is such a rich subject, but we desperately want to do this the right way for you guys, and we desperately want to make this something that you can, easily utilize, internalize, and pass off to your buddies, and just let this cash like wildfire, let this grow. Everybody needs to be trained to a better standard, and we love filling in the gaps for the basics. So, if you have any questions, comments, concerns, let us know. But until next time, we're the Hard Time Strongmen podcast, showing up a better class of man. Stay in the fight. Hey guys, this is 6 and 7 with the Hard Time Strongmen podcast. Wanted to take a second to do a mental health check-in and to tell you all about the 988 Crisis Lifeline. So, the 988 Lifeline is a national network of local crisis centers that provides free and confidential emotional support to people in suicidal crisis or emotional distress 24 hours a day, 7 days a week in the United States. You can reach the Lifeline at 988lifeline.org, or you can call or text 988 to get help, to get someone real on the phone.
Every struggle is different. Every struggle is hard. But you are not alone in whatever you're going through. As someone who has used the 988 crisis line, I fully recommend that if you're feeling any of those feelings of depression, suicide, hopelessness, get in touch with them immediately. They will help you. They will listen to you.
Once again, guys, you can reach the Lifeline at 988lifeline.org, or you can call or text them at 988. As always, guys, stay in the fight.
Stay in the fight.